Welcome on a Wednesday to a beautiful, beautiful day and another edition of Evan and Tiki. We're here for the next 4.5 hours. A lot of football to get to, some baseball to get to. But I got to take you, Tiki, into the Knicks underground right now. We're going to have a very uncomfortable discussion, but I'm telling you, this is the underground. People are afraid to talk about this, but we got to talk about this. So, sitting back, I'm watching the Knicks last night, blah, 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 they lost. It's a fourth game of the season, calm down. Karl Anthony Towns, dumb fouls, blah, blah, blah. It's Cat, that's what he does. New offense, it's going to take time, yada, 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 yada. I had two different Knicks fan friends text me the same thing. The same thing.
Which was?
That they would trade Jalen Brunson for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Jalen Brunson?
Yeah.
I mean, Cat maybe. Jalen Brunson?
Cat maybe. Cat definitely. Cat maybe.
Wait, so is this Cat and Jalen for Giannis?
It's more... All right, so here's the deal. Giannis is great. Like, we all know Giannis is great, so we'll put that in column A.
We couldn't actually have counted him out, meaning the Bucks, out the beginning of the season because they have an MVP.
Because they have an MVP, and they're running their offense through point forward Giannis, so guys like Gary Trent Jr. and Ryan Rollins and A.J. Green, they're going to get all these open threes because of the way Giannis is running the offense. So, and they're off to a very nice start. Small sample size, nice start. But Giannis is off to an MVP start. He's a top 3 player in this league. He's a top 2 player in this league. We always knew that. But I remember when the report came out a few weeks ago about Giannis possibly wanting out and preferring the Knicks, it led to the discussion of, could it happen? What would it look like? And I got to give credit to one of our loyal callers, JR in Somerville, who when he called up, very passingly said, I'd give up everything for Giannis, including Jalen Brunson. And we laughed him off. And I still laughed him off until last night because I got text messages from two different well-respected Knicks fans who both said to me, separately, not even connected,
Right.
Bro, I would trade Jalen for Giannis. And I'm watching the game now under the new prism. The prism of, would I actually do that? And I got swayed a lot more than I thought because the first thing you need to do is throw loyalty out the window. Loyalty in sports is like a blind spot.
Right.
It's not about loyalty, it's about winning. And the more you watch Giannis play, especially around the pieces that are surrounding him now, if you ever put him on this Knicks roster and you had Karl Anthony Towns and you had Mikal Bridges and you had all those other ancillary pieces and you just traded out Jalen Brunson, I got to tell you, it's not a bad point.
But are you just getting away with giving Jalen Brunson?
It'd probably be Jalen and assets.
So there's just a lot. There's a lot more to that. But you think about how different the Knicks would look if the Knicks were doing with Karl Anthony Towns what the Bucks do with Giannis Antetokounmpo, which is you're the focus, let everybody else be off the ball. A.J. Green, who just knocks down 3-pointers at a stupid rate every single night. What if the Knicks did that? Right, and that's when you get into your head, well, maybe Giannis to the Knicks is the real reason, the only way they can guarantee to be in championship contention.
Well, but if you could turn Karl Anthony, here's the thing: if you could turn Karl Anthony Towns and whatever other pieces for Giannis Antetokounmpo in the short term, it's a no-brainer. Of course, you do it.
Yes, you're losing a big part of your 3-point shooting accuracy.
Yeah, but you're also bringing in an all-world defensive player, and again, in a star-driven league, a top 3 player in the league. Like, I've brought up my concerns about Giannis growing older, that, hey, in 3 or 4 years, when the athleticism isn't there, he's never really developed the shot consistently,
right.
So I don't think he'll age great. That's not even the point. I'm just talking about the next couple of years.
But it's also not right now.
Right, exactly. Right now.
That's 4 years from now.
Which is what I wouldn't worry about. Like, I wouldn't I bring it up because it's worthy of discussing if you're ever committing to making a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. What will it look like 4 years from now? But ultimately, I'd overrule all of that by saying, what does it look like now? And what it looks like now is you would become the favorites to win an NBA championship.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen now.
It's not going to happen now as long as the Bucks keep winning. Correct, yes.
Giannis is not going anywhere, at least in the short term, as far as the trading is concerned, because they're good. And I think maybe we underestimated how good they might be with Miles Turner and Giannis and obviously A.J. Green, who I was just talking about. But they have a good squad. Bobby Portis. They're just good players on this team. And so they match up well against the Knicks, and they only lost one game, and that was with Giannis scoring 40 points against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So they're going to be good this year.
Yeah,
we just counted them out because of all the noise surrounding Giannis potentially getting moved this offseason.
The real reason you can't count them out is that the Eastern Conference is so bad.
Right.
Like, when you look around the conference, even when you're down as a Knicks fan after a loss, you look around the conference and say, who are you scared of? I mean, you're not really scared of anybody.
Right.
I think the thing is, obviously, for Giannis to be moved, you need two things to happen. Number one, you need the Bucks to struggle, which is more of a challenge in an Eastern Conference that is not that good. Right now, Giannis is off to a great start, and he's making guys like Gary Trent Jr. and Ryan Rollins and Cole Anthony, even though he wasn't great last night, and Kyle Kuzma look better than they probably are because of all the attention that's paid to Giannis. I mean, you saw it last night. Knicks wall off Giannis. He finds an open shooter. He hits their shots. You're in business.
Yep.
So you need the Bucks to struggle, which early going hasn't happened. And then you need Giannis to cause a ruckus. You need Giannis to say, I don't want to be here. If the Knicks' ultimate offer for Giannis Antetokounmpo is surrounded by Towns and Anunoby and Bridges going elsewhere, and then whatever you get going to Milwaukee, let's be honest, you're probably not getting Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No.
The only way you're getting him is if he fully demands Knicks or bust, which I'm not sure if he's that kind of person.
But why would he do that? Why would he demand to be gone from the Milwaukee Bucks if they're winning?
Well, he won't.
If they keep winning.
I don't think he will. I think you need them to lose.
So this is a non-starting conversation. It's just,
until they start losing.
It's just a dream that Knicks fans have because it feels like, this is a tough start at 2-2 in the Mike Brown era. Let's find something else to do.
I don't think it's about 2-2. And if Tommy has truth serum, which sometimes he will give an honest answer. The New York Knicks had an electric second quarter, and you probably thought you were winning this game probably until the final 5 or 6 minutes of this game. It was always winnable. Before that moment happened, Tommy, when you knew they were going to lose, how many times in the course of this game, even briefly, did you envision Giannis Antetokounmpo as a New York Knick?
0.
That's BS.
That's not BS.
No truth, sir.
Why do you not want him then?
Okay, let me...
Because that feels like it's coming from a preconceived bias against having him here. So why do you not want Giannis on this team?
Which one am I answering first? Brunson for Giannis or Giannis just in general?
Giannis in general.
I don't... All right, I'll give it to you this way. If Giannis got traded to the Knicks and Brunson was still on the team, Giannis would be the number 2. Brunson's the number 1. Because when the game is on the line, who has the ball in his hands?
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking last night when you were watching the game, at any point over the course of that night.
So I already gave you the answer. So I didn't give you what you wanted, but then you ask again.
Because you're lying.
No, I'm not lying.
You're lying.
Don't accuse me of lying.
I think
I'm watching my basketball team in the 4th game of the year. I'm not doing July talk where I want a superstar here.
It's not July talk.
Yes,
at
it
what
is.
Point in the game did you just say to yourself, boy, that guy would look good?
0.
Zero? There's no way. There's no way. I don't believe you.
So what's your answer to then, Giannis? Because you don't have an answer, especially if Mitchell Robinson is compromised, because this is, he hasn't played yet, so where the hell is Mitchell Robinson? Cat can't defend him. So what's your answer to Giannis?
Well, he put Cat on roller skates last night, but you're not going to do that every single night. Again, he'd be the number 2 on this team if he got traded here to Brunson, because Brunson's going to have the ball in his hands with under 2 minutes in the game.
If you're not lying, let's say for the sake of this, you are being truthful, that there was never a moment over the course of those 22 and a half hours of watching a basketball game that you didn't even briefly think or daydream of the idea of Giannis as a New York Knick, I would say this. For those who are Knick fans and are going to be honest today, you know there was a moment or two. There was a moment or two because A, he's a great player, and B, there were reports not that long ago that he wants to come here. So it's only natural. It's natural. It would be like, I got it. I have the perfect analogy, Tiki. Oh, my God. Sydney Sweeney, who's been in the news lately and was on with BT and Sal 2 days ago.
Right.
If Sydney Sweeney, over the course of her interview with BT and Sal, said, by the way, guys, love the radio station. That Tommy is cute. That's all she says.
Yeah.
I could see myself dating him and just moves on. All right? That's it.
Right.
At some point while you're out to dinner with your wife.
Yeah, I would have divorced her by now. I would have texted her, thanks for the memories. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out.
And Giannis Antetokounmpo, for the sake of this discussion, is Sydney Sweeney.
She
said,
way to ruin that fantasy for everybody in the audience.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, not out loud because it wasn't like a press conference. It was a report, I admit, was talking in the report about only wanting to be a Knick. Once he does that, you cannot tell me while watching a Knicks-Bucks game and Giannis dropped 37, you can't tell me not for a moment you didn't envision sleeping with him. There's no way.
I swear to you, I didn't. I really didn't.
You're such a liar.
I'm not. Now, you want to tell me 26, 28 games into the season? perhaps. It's the fourth game of the year.
It's too early.
Right.
It's too early.
It's
You're not ready to have the one-night stand. You want to have a committed thing going.
And Teak, I've already been on record on the air saying the reason why I was upset that this Giannis report came out is because this is going to be this season. Giannis this, Giannis that. Are we going to get Giannis in the summer? We're 4 games in and we're already talking about Giannis here, and we're trading Jalen Brunson for him now.
I spoke to a Knicks fan who works at this radio station. Okay, he is on the air. And he texted me late last night, dude, I would drive Jalen Brunson to the airport to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Are you an idiot?
It was not him. No, it wasn't Sal. Sal would have said it on the air. I mean, he's not afraid of it. Somebody else.
You losers!
Because I think they know if they say it, it's like such an unpopular opinion.
That they're going to get hate and push back.
Which is why I give credit to JR in Somerville as a great caller, because he's the first one who actually said it. He's like, yeah, I trade Jalen for Giannis. But you can't tell me over the course of a 48-minute game in which Giannis went for 38, 8, and 7 and reminded you he's an elite-level player. You can't say that there wasn't one moment of a wandering eye. You just admitted you would have immediately divorced your wife at the insinuation from Sydney Sweeney.
But that's Sydney Sweeney.
Correct. No disrespect to my wife, but we're talking about Sydney Sweeney here.
Have you seen Voyeurs?
I'm not even going to get into that. My point is, I don't believe you. I'm not going to call you a liar because that's too mean. I'm just going to say I don't believe you. And I'll tell you this. Jalen Brunson would probably get the deal done.
Oh, man.
Because Karl Anthony Towns ain't getting anything done. I mean, half this city wants to run him out of town after 4 games, but in the next breath, you think you could send him to Milwaukee?
No, they don't. They don't want to run him out of town yet.
Oh, come on.
I mean, he's got what did he have at the end of the game? 5 groin, hamstring, something like that. Groin injury. That was bang. He was hurt. He was hurt at the end of the game.
Well, Karl Anthony Towns has been hurt this season.
I'm talking about Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen got hurt with about 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Looked like a hamstring more than a groin, but yeah, lower body
Injury. 4 games into the season. I mean,
yeah, but Jalen stayed in the game.
Of course he did, but he was not Jalen Brunson.
No, he was ineffective. He had a turnover,
right.
Missed a couple of shots, no question about it. But he would actually get the Bucks to keep the phone live as opposed to just hanging up on you immediately. And here's the reality. The New York Knicks are capable of going to the NBA Finals without Giannis Antetokounmpo. I firmly believe that, and I think some Knicks fans still believe that, even if they want to over-exaggerate over a couple of losses early this season.
Right.
But when you watch him play and you watch him beat your team, it's tough to not envision what this would look like. Because he's a top 5 player, and I'm being conservative. He's really a top 3 player in this sport right now, with a report saying he wants to be here. Now, let me ask you this, Teak. After the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course, was asked about his connection to the New York Knicks. And you are very good at reading what people really mean.
Of course.
Would you like to hear from Giannis?
Yes, let's hear it.
Everybody in the audience, would you like to hear from Giannis Antetokounmpo? Yes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Stefan Bondi reminding Giannis Antetokounmpo, hey, Giannis, I heard you want to be a New York Knick.
Going back to the ESPN report from earlier this month, part of it was that if you were traded, you'd prefer to go to the Knicks.
Who said that?
It was an ESPN reported that.
I don't read that.
I was wondering if that is true, and if it is or it's not. Okay.
I don't remember that. Right now, I'm here representing my team, and that's it. We beat the Knicks, so doesn't really matter. What matters right now, we have a game in 2 days against Golden State. Try to stay locked in and get 2 in a row. But I didn't read that article. Try to stay away from all that rumors and I don't know how you call it, speculations and trade and all this. It doesn't concern me one bit. I try to involve myself and try to help my team win games.
How do you interpret that?
I kind of believe him.
That he never heard of the report?
Well, I'm sure he heard of the report.
I mean, come on.
I kind of believe him. Because they're winning. Even if the report is true, they're winning. And so why jump off the ship when it's floating high in the water? Once it starts sinking, then maybe you get frustrated. But the offense is going through him. He's scoring 37, 38, 40 points a game. What's his average, actually? 36 points a game right now. He's been balling. Like, why would you disrupt something that could be your golden goose right now?
You believe him.
I do believe him.
You know why I don't believe him? Because he started it off by playing dumb.
Who said that?
Who said that? Who said, come on, Giannis? There was a major news story about you reportedly only willing to be traded to the Knicks.
Where did that report come from?
Shams.
Shams reported this.
Yes.
And what did Shams cite as a source? People close to him, or was it?
I have to go back. I don't know if it was league sources or people close to Giannis.
League sources mean it was the team, right?
Okay.
So that means the team is maybe wary about what you've always speculated about. How's he going to age?
Right.
Well, if we keep Giannis, who's 31 right now, for the next 2 or 3 years of this contract, it's probably not going to be best for our future endeavors. And who knows if he decides to just bounce after a couple of years and go to Greece, right? His whole family moved over there. So I think that was the team. And he's just fighting back against the team.
Because he didn't leak it.
He didn't leak it. The team leaked it, even though they might have been having conversations. That's what it feels like to me. So I actually believe him.
Here's how dirty the idea of trading or including Jalen Brunson in a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo is. There is a reason I said it's an FAN host, and I'm not going to say their name. That same person who texted me last night, hey, I would drive Jalen Brunson to the airport, has just texted me denying that he would ever trade Jalen Brunson for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I was wrong.
Meanwhile, if you move up in my text message exchange, he clearly says, I would drive Jalen Brunson to the airport for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay, and I was wrong. Next question.
It's not BT. BT would have said it on the air today. Wasn't him.
To be fair, Evan, when you watch games on gummies, anything could come out of your mouth.
Right.
All right. So that's how you're defending this person? All I'm saying is it's not about this person. It's the idea that is something interesting to think about, which I admit I completely threw away when it was first brought up by JR, who, by the way, we'll get to, that loyal FAN caller. We'll get to him next segment because he's called in probably to defend himself or maybe change his mind. I swatted it away like he was an idiot. And the more you think about it and the more you watch Giannis, the more you at least have to be open to it. That's all. So, Tommy, are you open to the idea of potentially moving the king of New York for Giannis?
Not at all.
You wouldn't even have a coffee over it?
Absolutely
What about
not.
a whiskey or something like that?
Nope.
Beverage?
Nope.
No,
not at all. Nope.
Nothing?
I think Giannis is a liability late in games. I think you could put him at the line. It's true. He can't shoot. So he's not always going to have an opportunity to put a guy on roller skates and get to the basket every single time when you get to the playoffs. By the way, how did he do last year? How's he done throughout his career? Yeah, he has one ring, which is more than Jalen Brunson.
How many rings does he have?
He has one ring.
So he won a championship?
He did win a championship.
And how many does Jalen have?
Jalen currently has 0. Doesn't mean he won't win one.
No,
though.
I want an update. So it's 1-0 is what you're saying.
Again,
Okay.
If there is 24 seconds left in the game and the Knicks are down by 1, who has the ball, Brunson or Giannis? The answer is Brunson.
How many MVPs?
The answer is Brunson. Brunson would be the number 1 on the team, so I'm not trading Jalen Brunson for Giannis.
That's 2-0. I got it.
Yeah, if I could do Cat for Giannis, obviously.
But stop it. No one's bringing up Cat for Giannis because it's stupid.
Because the idea because I think it's going to get, you don't want Giannis on the Knicks. If we could find a way, yeah, but not for Jalen. No way.
You would not have, Tiki said coffee, you would not have a lunch date in which you at least discussed the parameters of a Jalen Giannis swap.
Is this like the Sydney Sweeney thing again? It's like Marissa Tomei. I'm like George Costanza. I'm going on a date with an Oscar winner. It's a lunch date. It's a cup of coffee. Is that what you're asking me? That I'm going to go on a cup of coffee date here with Giannis?
You're listening. You're just listening.
I don't even drink coffee anymore.
You wouldn't even listen to the conversation? You'd hang up the phone immediately?
For Brunson, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Boy, I tell you. All right. It's fine.
And I can't believe
loyal. You're loyal, Tommy.
But Teak,
I wonder if all Knicks fans are as loyal.
They're not, because I can think of a friend of mine that would trade Jalen in a heartbeat for Giannis.
All right.
I don't get it.
We'll get to your calls next. 888-808-1019.